Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
Today, there's really not a whole lot going on. There are no bank holidays other than in China, which won't affect our trading at all for the most part. I would say it would be very, very nominal. So let's go ahead and jump into we got a Kiwi Yen buy. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what we got right away. 15-minute chart. We're going to scroll back out. We are definitely going to be in an uptrend. This is a potential. We got to do some measurements. We are definitely in an uptrend looking to buy. We had a pullback. Let me get this all squished down and movable. There we go. We are in a position. We're now below the moving average. Let's measure this out real quick. Let's just say if we happen to get in here to your resistance level from where current price is approximately 25 pips. For me, it's not a really strong move. Al, your opinion? Did we lose Al? We lost Al.
Seems so, yeah.
There he's back in.
Hang on.
Al, what do you think?
Test.
There you are.
Here you go. Now you hear me. Okay, yeah, I had my mic turned off. What's the measurement from where the arrow entry would have been to the zone?
If we would have taken it right from the beginning,
right, would have been
got it right here, we would have only been at about 18 pips.
Yeah, that would have been tight. Now we got a pullback. Now the question is, what kind of direction do we have with the pullback? Is this going to come back and retest the bounce off of the? Right now, I'd say it would be a marginal trade just for the fact that you didn't have the 20 pips at the arrow. I do like when you can maybe get a better entry, which gives you that 20 pips. I would like to see it close above the blue moving average line. Right now, this looks like a nice little pullback to the bottom wedge, which you're drawing right now. So you actually have a wedge. You have a higher high, have a lower high, you have a low, and you have a higher low. And let's just see if it bounces off that bottom of that wedge. If it bounces off the bottom of the wedge, you could take it and maybe get a better target for the upside.
You'd have more room for sure.
You'd have more room for your target. So that's a good thing. And biggest thing I'd be looking to see now, are you going to get a bounce, or is it going to keep on going down to retest that zone? This could be a nice little market maker move, actually, where do you have your 200 moving average that you could put on?
I did not put a 200 moving average on it, but I can. That would be indicators.
And that'd be under moving average. 200 exponential, I would probably set as 200 exponential.
That is a nasty color, though.
Yeah. I mean, mine purple or something like that, I think.
Mine's purple, but it gets lost in the black.
Oh.
Let's go with something like so.
So I'm of the same opinion as Al. Actually, I like that it pulled back and gave us a better entry.
Where's the moving average? Our moving average is way down there, so
this is his
you really can't use it as the market maker, as you can't use it as the market maker. It has to go and cross over that 200 moving average first, and then come back above the. You're not even close to that the arrow moving average. You're not even close to that yet. So right now it's just pretty much looking at, is it going to bounce off that zone and give you another entry, and then what kind of strength do we have on the? Let's see, what pair is this? This was the.
This is Kiwi Yen.
Kiwi Yen. Let me see if I can find my. I would not be in a hurry to take this trade. Let me see if I can find my.
My RCS tool is not cooperating with the labels, so if you could, I don't know what color is which one.
Let me see if I can put mine up here. Let me see if I can find my RCS tool. View and
all the moving averages when we do our, of course, that's on a 1 minute chart. So let me jump this up to 15, give it a better clarity.
let me see what the strength of the Kiwi and the yen is today. I'll pull my chart up as we speak.
Whole moving average is pointing up.
I like to check the strength of the different currencies with each other when it gets to these little iffy type of situations, because that way gives us a little bit of a clearer picture as which the direction they may go just by their overall strength. And the pair we're looking at is the Kiwi yen. My charts are just coming up now. They should be here in just a few minutes, few seconds.
Both kind of low, but one is pointing up, which I think is probably the Kiwi.
The charts are coming. It'll take a long time to load up here. I hate working off my laptop. But it's better than nothing. It's taking a long time to propagate here.
And it's not moving. It's just sitting.
Yeah, you're not getting a lot of volatility. That's the other thing. And it's not exactly the key time for the Kiwi and the yen both. It's not exactly the prime time for both of those pairs because we're already getting past the Asian session. They're already ready to, they're starting to think about going to bed over there as we're waking up.
Look like the yen is getting a little bit more strength.
Just a quick FYI, guys, the Bitcoin's over 50.
Is it really? Well,
dun,
dun, dun, dun.
50,300.
Now it's time to trade it out and get out of there.
Yeah, we might want to have a look at that today. Just to have a, with the fib and let Al do his analyzing that he's so good at.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want that to go to his head.
But it already has, Brian. So
okay.
I'm kidding.
No, I'm just making sure.
We love you, Al.
That's funny.
Where are we at here?
Colin mentioned something about going long on EJ. I see it as a very valid trade.
New Zealand has the strength on the higher time frame. Yen seems to be the weakest. Let's see what's that here on the. Let me see what it said over here on this one. The euro is the strongest. Where's Kiwi here? I'm trying to see where.
Now we've got a bounce coming up. Did we get an alert on euro? It's been a while. 30 minutes ago. Euro yen.
Yeah.
Euro's the strongest currency of the bunch, and the yen seems to be the weakest. So if we get a euro yen,
let's go look at it.
Trade it to the strength of the euro.
Yeah, that's another confirmation of what Colin was calling out. It looks really nice. It would be a little bit late to enter, but because we have so much strength on the euro,
I'll play with it just to keep our eye on it.
Actually, Jacob says a nice W is forming on the pound Kiwi on the 15-minute.
Hold on one second. This is demo, guys, just so you guys know. I'm just doing it so we can keep an eye on it.
That Kiwi yen trade, I think I'd stay away from that for right now. The yen and the Kiwi are pretty much neck and neck, fighting for last place. And but the euro yen, that could be a possibility if there's room.
We'll see what that looks like. What was that last one we called out?
Euro yen, I think is what I heard.
Yeah, euro yen is what I've got. I mean, I've got that on the charts. We're playing that one right now, but there was another one that I think
Matt had those ones with the W.
That was the pound Kiwi.
Pound
Kiwi. Yeah, that one's the one that
it's forming a W on the 15-minute.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. So we see this W. I don't want to use that. I want to use this, I think. No, I don't want to use that either. I'm not a big fan of this particular.
It's kind of close.
Good old platform.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. There's that part of it. And delete.
It's so clunky.
It is very
It
clunky.
is. Mm-hmm.
Free flowing lines.
It's miserable compared to some of the other tools we have access to.
Yeah, that's a good word.
I
Actually.
avoid it like the plague.
We use this strictly to trade on, basically to place the trade and to see our tool, but boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you may get a kick up here. You may get an arrow alert.
So 0 New Zealand?
This is Kiwi, pound Kiwi.
Oh, pound keeping. Okay.
I like looking back to the left and notice if we can close where we're at, we've broken this area. As well as created where this one turned green, but that's a rally-based rally. But historically, that's been a kind of a price point. What is that, 9,200? Yeah, ish.
Yeah, the pound is not overly strong against anything. It's right about in the middle of the 8 currency pairs. It's about number 3 as far as the weakness is. It's about the 3rd weakest, 4th weakest one. So again, not a lot of real big diversion there.
We'll move some stuff off my screen so I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go.
Is there enough room? Is there enough room to? Well, that's a down arrow. So either way, that's gonna. It looks like it's a bounce. Now you could get an arrow. Is there enough room? If we get an arrow off of that, is there room to the upside?
30 pips.
30 pips. Okay, so if we get an arrow, that would be a possible trade.
We only got to wait
not there yet.
2 more minutes will tell us if we're going to get an arrow on this.
Okay.
Shaquille's saying that he's seeing a market maker strategy on pound CAD as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we had that down arrow. Looks like it's starting to form that W, so that could give us our market maker strategy where it bounces off the zone. You got lots of wicks on the bottom there, and you get the bounce crossing the moving average. Can you put your 200 moving average on this one?
I can. Do you want me to?
Yes, please.
You're so demanding, but it's, you know.
You guys are so polite to each other.
At your age, I just want to make sure you're happy.
Oh my God.
Do you want to be right?
Oh my
Do you want
God.
to be right, or do you want to be right, or do you want to be right?
I want to be happy. Yeah.
Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy?
It's impossible for Al to have a big head around Brian.
Here we go. This could be a nice market maker move. We're getting the blue line is looking to cross the 200 moving average. Hasn't crossed yet, but if it crosses, and you get the price to cross the 200, pull back, you might be able to get a market maker move on this one.
Is it possible to explain how a currency power meter, the one that I'm guessing you're talking about what we're using, the RCS.
That RCS tool.
Mine's not working, so I can't really, mine's not complete. It's not showing the labels again, so it wouldn't help me to define it for you, but we can talk about it.
Let me see if I can get mine to work.
There's your Kiwi.
Got enough alerts or what?
We got
Yeah.
3 of them.
It's a Kiwi yen
sell. Just saw.
That's a sell. That's what we're looking at. Possible buy. That's a sell now. So that's we know that's a no go. This right in the green zone. US CAD.
We did not get an arrow here.
Nope, we didn't get an arrow.
So we've got US CAD looking at.
I like to see that arrow moving average cross over that 200 moving average, and then look for some buys on that one.
Not enough room really on this one. It's also a buy, and we've got a trend down sell. Let's double check, make sure. Well, and we just got arrows right at the same spot. It's the same picture we just saw, pretty much. Let me go ahead and insert because Al's going to ask me to, and want to make sure that I make the old guy happy.
Think ahead. Yes.
Yeah, I don't want him.
Mind.
We got to keep the strength, his strength and his mindset clean. We don't want to ever cause anxiety for a senior adult. Aussie Kiwi.
This is bad. Had trash dropping this morning.
Well, as long as that's as far as it goes, we're okay.
This doesn't. I'm not too thrilled about where this is at. Although
Yeah, unless we're in a strong uptrend, we have a nice pullback. It's across the moving average. Check the distance. That might be a trade.
Hold on, I've got to be able to put the 200 before you ask me to do that.
Well, you don't have to do that. This looks like this could. Well, it didn't bounce off that zone.
It didn't bounce. It's not a true bag.
No, there's no bounce, but doesn't mean it's still not.
Check the 200.
Not a true bag entry. We're right on that top of that.
Oh, there we go. We're not in the. We haven't crossed the. This would be if it actually broke to the downside. It came up, is wicking above the 200 moving average. If it comes back down and crosses below the blue arrow moving average, then you can take it short. But right now, this is a. It's not really quite. It's not a bag entry because it didn't bounce off the zone.
No, and
looks like you have a nice little head and shoulders pattern right there too. That we're looking at.
Yeah, I went down to the lower time frame there and found that there's a real strong zone right where price is right now, right where that head and shoulders is, right here.
Yeah, I'm just measuring.
Oh yeah, but that's the zone. It's probably going to have some issues to break through that. If it does, then great. There's room to the upside, but if it doesn't, then there's no go there for sure.
Do you have 25 pips below if that were a down arrow, would you have 25 pips below the bottom of around where that arrow is down to the bottom? Yeah, down to there it is.
22.
22, okay. And that's before, and there's no zone there really. So basically this could be a possibility of a what they would call the market makers move, where you actually had your they're looking at A's and like your MAA down to the zone. You could possibly take, if we get if this thing breaks through the bottom of that arrow moving average, that's the blue one, you could possibly get a short trade out of this one. But that's a pretty strong upside down head and shoulders right there.
And Rich, yeah, that's an okay strength meter. There's several of them out there. Even MyFX book has a strength meter back behind everything. I just went and looked at what you were showing me.
Yeah, a lot of people are using that one, Brian.
The live charts one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I'm not so sure it's as quite as tight as the RCS tool that we have, but it's close. Just for the fact that it's on our charts instead of having to go to a website. That's all.
Let's see. This is the New Zealand. What did we say this one was? This is the
Aussie Kiwi.
Aussie Kiwi. Let me see what my chart looks like on that one. See where the Aussie is on this.
Boom, boom,
Aussie
boom.
Aussie Kiwi. Not a lot of differential in strength there. The Aussie's number one, Kiwi's still the weakest. Aussie's the second weakest on my chart. So on all four time frames. So again, I like seeing a lot more spread between the strength of the different. Other than that, you're just as they're fighting for their position, you're fighting to see which way it's going to go.
Okay, that's a little off.
Now this one if this one had bounced off of a green zone, then you'd have a trade. But it really didn't bounce off of anything.
Matt,
it's pretty much in the middle of a whole trading range.
What you saying?
What were you saying? Because I went back and did a line plot of where price currently was. Did you say we're coming right up against resistance?
Yeah, there's a zone right there.
Yeah.
You see, you go left, you go deeper left, then you got zone.
Oh, absolutely. I'm seeing where price was once demand becomes resistance and support, and then it broke it, and
yeah,
it's come resistance again.
Yeah, I don't have an appetite for that one. The only way that I would have an appetite if it breaks up of 1.0750.
Yeah, it's this zone right here that we're looking at.
Yeah, if it doesn't break that, then there's no go. If it does break that, then there might be enough room to that high zone. But I mean, it's gonna fight where it is right now, and I don't like it from other charts that I see. I just see it kind of having too much downward pressure to be worth taking to the upside.
Yeah. Actually, I like a little bit better to the downside than I do the upside.
Yeah,
You're absolutely correct, Al. You're absolutely 100%. Because if it doesn't break that zone and it rejects where it's at, you could have a very nice down move.
Because that blue arrow moving average is still somewhat pointing down. It does have a little bit of a hook off this last move, but you can see it's bouncing right off that 200 moving. It's fighting that 200 moving average, and if the arrow just basically back a few, probably about 6 or 8 candles is where it finally crossed that moving average, that 200 moving average. Now it's retesting the 200, retesting that zone. If we can get a down arrow on this one, I'd be all over that one.
Yeah, and the other side to that coin is right now it's sitting at a 50% retracement of that entire rundown.
So this could be almost like a nice little Fibonacci retracement on this
one. Yeah, from the top there. From the wick high before that run down, but
yeah, in fact, I think there's a wick that's right for that where that red zone is. There's a down arrow, and there's a wick right the candle before it.
Bingo.
You could take the Fibonacci right from that wick, just that candle, just to the left of the down arrow from the top of the zone.
I just changed the time just to see what we were looking at.
That's the zone you're looking at. You can see
exactly. It's exactly that zone.
Okay. So
you can take it from the wick. You can take it right from the wick of that. You can draw a Fibonacci zone right from pretty much from the bottom of the red zone to the bottom of where that head and shoulders formation is, and then measure the retracement that we have right now, which is, like Matt says, probably about 50%. And then if we can get a nice little wick or a 3 candle or some sort of a turnaround pattern off of that green candle that's forming right now, and get a rejection off of that, then you could put your stop on the other end of like a 62% retracement plus 5 pips, and you can take it down to the target of where that low that low is.
It still would be early for me to take that short because I would want a stronger rejection of that entire zone.
Yeah.
And just candle analysis, guys. Sellers in control here. Nobody's in control. Buyers, sellers. This is sellers. This is buyers. Now, the color doesn't match up, but you can look at the structure of the candle. Like this red one is actually buyers in control. But the tool is identifying the overall trend, not the cut up and down of the candle. So you have to make sure you understand. A perfect example, this one kind of correlates. This is a nice little wick down, sellers in control. Sellers in control, sellers in control, sellers here all the way through. And then you start having the buyers come in, even though the candles are still red. I had to get used to that. Because the colors
that does take a little.
Yeah, the colors don't naturally coordinate with the actual what's happening with the candle. You have to look at where the price is on it. Let's jump here real quick, just out of curiosity. Yeah. Okay.
Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one, man.
Yeah, that's that entire zone, that same zone that we were looking at. So.
Yeah, and we pretty much nailed it with the lines.
Yeah, it would have to break through both of those 2 red zones in order to get to where your target would be.
Right. And what we did, guys, is we just took a line. I just drew lines. That's what I do, lines. I take this recent pivot drop and I look back and see, is that line touch more than 1 or 2 places? And it does all the way through where it reacted. So that was my first one, especially like this back here. And then my second one was the top of where all these sellers came in. What was going on? It just so happened this green also touched that area, and then back. I always look left, and you can see multiple times at this thing that price is, and that's 0.75.
And you see a lot of wicks right at that point too. All those candles, you see a lot of wicks. That's basically where there's an indecision between the buyers and the sellers.
Who's going to take control? And our euro is just sitting. I didn't do proper position size, guys, by the way. I just jumped into the trade, so I haven't heard any more about, see if I can pull that calculator up. Let me see something real quick, guys. Find my calculator. I think it's in the Hawkeye.
Someone said they did not see the resistance lines on the 15-minute chart, and asking if that was the broker. Are you talking about the zones, the red and green zones?
Yeah.
On the 15-minute, is that what you're talking about, Angela? Did we put that one in?
And this is a Aussie Kiwi, so I'm gonna come over here real quick.
We have had some issues where certain brokers are some of the zones show up with certain brokers. I know we're using we're looking at two separate brokers, and sometimes we get different zones that get painted, and we can only assume that this because of the different feeds at point in time with the brokers. It's not oftentimes it's not an issue, but every once in a while we run into it where and that's just all we have to say is just trade what your chart shows you, because that's what your broker feed's giving you.
And guys, just so you know, if I were to take this trade and I want to risk 2% with my current account balance, my position size would be a 0.03. That's to maximize the profit and understand the risk that we're going to take.
Actually, while we're doing this, Brian, you may want to go over that calculator a little bit since we're waiting for another.
Yeah, sure.
Chart to show
slide this back over. Okay, so we could design this.
Brian, before you start,
yeah.
Thomas was asking, where can we find it? So if you can explain that.
It has been submitted. It has been submitted to Auvoria Prime and approved by Mariska. Now they're trying to figure out the best way to get it to everybody. Instead of just us posting it in a chat box and some getting it, they're apparently going to be putting it in the back office for you to download. Now, I understand when you guys decide to get this, that these do change from time to time. So I will be updating these probably once every 2 or 3 months. So these numbers do change. They don't change a whole lot, but they change a little bit. But we've included a couple of the extra stuff that some of the other tools are using, some people that are trading. So we've done some mathematical backing on this to make sure it's correct. And we battled back and forth. But basically what you're going to do is anything that's in yellow, you have an access to. Anything that's not yellow has been locked. It gives you the instructions on what you're going to do, how you're going to come about it. So let's just say we were looking at the Aussie, let's say I was in the Euro pound, I think it was. I would just drop down, find my Euro pound. What it's doing, basically, it's taking the current price of the Euro pound based off of a standard lot. I put my personal account balance in here. I know that when we're doing the bags, we're going to go with a 40 and a 20 risk, or 40 risk and 20 target. And so I'm willing for 2% to risk $8.92. It will automatically tell me in green the proper lot size to always know your risk. So on this particular trade, I would be looking at 892 risk. So that's pretty decent for me. But you'll notice we talk about pip value. Some people, we got an alert. Let me see what we got here. Some people look at pip value and they don't know what that is. Each pair trades differently. So the cool thing about this tool is it's going to even out the overall. So if you trade the Euro Aussie, which is low, or it's 7.09, it's going to show the still same risk, and it's going to allow you to take lot size to balance that out. So it's kind of comparing apples to apples. And we'll keep that up just in case. What we got here. Mine didn't pop up on my screen. Did y'all have y'all's pop up?
Mine didn't pop up either.
Oh, here we go. Kiwi US sell. And that's the Kiwi US. So we'll go keep an eye on this Aussie Kiwi. We'll get this to restore down. And we'll go to Kiwi US, and that is a sell. What's the strength meter on the US Kiwi, Al?
Yeah, let me look. Hang on a second. I will tell
Take
you.
Take your time. We're not in a rush.
Where to go here?
Brian, you are awful. You're relentless on that man.
Yeah, well, he has to get his walker first and then find the chart. All right, we don't have really any room here. No room here. It's a long, and they're telling us to be short, so it's not really one that we.
So what was the pair again?
Kiwi US. Thanks for playing.
Kiwi US. Strength to the US. Kiwi's still the weakest, and the US is the second strongest.
That's
so
what we explained. We would
so
just
we
have
can trade it to the strength of the US.
Let me get over here, close this off, put in your indicator to, while I'm going through these charts, I'm going ahead and adding that indicator, the moving average. So it'll be there just in case we do have that. Let me blow this up a little bit. I like the bounce off, but we're sitting right here on resistance, and we're also sitting at the 200 moving average. So not my favorite pair to go yet. You can call this an M. So if that's the case, we're probably right about where we would normally go with the strength of this. We'll see. That's how I see it. Again, if I was coming in here and I wanted to get into this trade, I'd quickly come over here to the Kiwi US, find it on my chart. I already have my balance in there. I want to risk. It's telling me 0.02. Standard value, pip value is $10. I'm done. I can go back to my charts and trade. And I know without doubt that I'm not risking more than my account can handle. And I can accept the loss a whole lot easier. Part of the problem with accepting loss is that you don't know what the loss is going to be. If you already know before you get in the trade, it's a whole lot easier to go, okay, $10.
Hey, Brian?
Yeah.
Did we check the news?
Check the news?
Yes.
Let me do that again.
You know what the news is, right?
I do. You had Euro news at this morning all day, and nothing's happened here. We haven't got there yet. Did something key you off?
No.
Okay.
Just usually we just take a quick look.
Yeah, we checked it the first thing this morning. You were still asleep.
Oh, all right.
It's all right.
Sounds good.
Oh, no one's immune.
No, I just
Watch
went
what
to
you
bring my
say.
dog in. That's all I did. That happens when I walk to the back door.
As long as it's your own house, you're okay.
Yes, yes. I apologize.
I've tried walking in somebody else's, but yeah, somebody had to Wheaties.
Oh no, this is normal for Brian.
Yeah,
it wasn't Wheaties.
That's funny, Judson.
He's just gearing up. He's warming up.
Don't worry, he may get to you, Judson.
It will happen. It's funny because I get in my homeroom class in 4th grade there. It's funny because I'm real energetic in the morning. I start dying down around 2 in the afternoon, but I'll come in and I'll harass them right off the bat. I mean, and they at first they didn't know how to handle. That's the best part of the year is when they don't know how to handle sarcasm and they come in half scared. It's wonderful. That makes my year pretty much, just the natural harassment. This could be a nice downtrend. Look, what's that measurement here? And we want to do the peekaboo thing. Yeah,
this looks like it could break through the bottom of that. Was this the one that we said that was the strength of the dollar?
Yeah, this is dollar strength, Kiwi weakness. But let's go jump in.
Okay.
Take a,
so this could very well possibly have the strength to break through that zone and hit that bottom, the next zone to the bottom.
And it's only 17 pips though to the next.
Well, but one thing about it that you just went to, what time frame did you just go?
I went to 5. I'm doing peekaboo. Yeah. What's going on down there?
Peekaboo.
Yeah, just taking a little look. Wow, that's a pretty strong move.
Yeah, as you have a lot of strength to the dollar is showing the strength, and that's the weakness. So the odds of that zone holding is probably pretty slim.
But you would expect, but you're sitting on that 200 that you've been teaching.
But I would be waiting for that the green zone to break and then take it. I've seen many times where that zone will still hold. So wait for the green zone to go away, and then you could probably take a short.
Even in a pullback mode, if it still looks the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
300 pips US 30. Nice. Yeah, that was a parabolic move especially on the 1 minute. This is not so much a true parabolic. It's only 3 candles on this, but I think if you're talking about this particular pair.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. One thing. Yeah. This is one thing about it is bouncing off the 200, and it's still basically in an uptrend. But boy, I do like that.
It's a strong move.
Yeah, it is.
I go the wrong way. I do not like these charts. There we go. And this is, what would be better, guys, is if it kind of broke through here, like Al was saying, it came up a little bit and then come back down. That would give us enough room, because if we clear it and try to get in right here, you're going to only have about a 15 pip move before you have a headache.
I would like a lot better if it wasn't bouncing off that 200 moving average, and that the arrow moving average, the blue one, wasn't above it. I'd like a lot better if it were just reversed than that.
Drawing lines again, guys. The line that I drew is in the middle of the strong zone, 72.10-ish, but it's also where this cross, that 200, the crossing is. And there's also arrow up and down here. So that tells me that this is the area that, at least of the immediate control.
And actually, if you draw a wedge by the bottom from where the hit from the second green zone, from right there, that one.
Yeah.
Draw a trend line from that to the first hit of the 200 moving average, and right on there's your bottom. And actually, if you look at the tops now, you'll see it's actually trading in an upward channel.
Yeah. That would be what he's talking about, is from here to here. Oh, it didn't let me do it. I hate this platform as far as charting.
But the first no factor of this trade is bouncing off of a green zone. The second no factor is right now sitting at the bottom of a major trend line inside of an upward channel. So this would be actually something you could be maybe looking at where it could turn around and give you a nice little trade to the upside. Now we are in the time frame of the reversal. In other words, like between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock is a time frame that you're allowed to take contra trend trades. Although you still want them to fit the criteria of the basic bag entries. This is a bag entry. It bounced off. You got the down arrow. You have a bouncing arrow, but the goal is right at the green zone. So it's a no trade.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. What's your strongest currency pair at the current time, Al?
Let me check. Right now, the strongest one is basically it's the U.S. dollar on the 30, the 5, and the 15 minute is the dollar. The dollar is the second strongest next to the euro on the 1 hour chart. So basically the strongest is basically the euro and the U.S. dollar are the two strongest, and the weakest is the Aussie and the New Zealand.
Angela, my screen's not freezing. So is anybody else, Al, anybody panelist freezing?
No issues here.
Okay.
All good.
If I was sitting outside, I bet you it would freeze up.
And Anonymous was wondering about the Swiss yen. However, I asked if we can have a time frame.
Yeah, that would help.
Yeah, so we're waiting on that.
Bouncing off the 200, bouncing off the bottom of the channel. This is
the Swiss yen they're both fighting. They're both in the middle. Neither one is very strong. They're both in the middle of the pack as far as strength and weakness.
So let's go over there real quickly. Keep an eye.
No real deciding factor though on that one.
Yep, this is definitely kind of a parabolic move, so we would expect maybe a M forming here, possibly. Trend is up. I mean, you can't deny that. Not really an M. It doesn't look good like that. And you got a lot of...
Looks like it could be getting a bounce off the second hump of the second shoulder of the M.
Yeah, kind of that way. Let me go ahead and while I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
Go
If
ahead.
we get a down arrow, that could possibly, although it's probably going to be contra trend, depending on what you scale in and see what the actual trend is on this one.
Hold on one second. It's an uptrend.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious when you back out.
But like I said, if you have 50 pips between your two zones, you could take a contra trend trade on this one.
Have a bag on EJ. I'm in EJ, so let's see what we got over there too. Check in on it. And we'll go ahead and insert this. Yeah. Bounce, arrow. I was in go, and now we're just waiting. So let's see where that moving average, because I did not put that in there for Al before. I bet is it still pointing up? We definitely are green. We got a ways to go down here. Our stop's just above it. A lot of green. Yeah. That's your 15. And you said, Al, in comparison power for euro yen, is the euro still stronger than the yen?
I believe it is. Euro is still stronger than the yen on every chart except for the 5 minute.
Okay, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't put a lot of weight on the 5 minute chart, although it does give you some direction which ones may be starting to weaken a little bit if there's an indecision.
Yeah. So, again, I would have proper position size. I'd probably be down $2, $3 ish, which is really good in relation to a small account. Let's go check that.
Just remember when you're doing these, you're looking at a 40 pip stop and 20 pip target. So 40 pips is a pretty significant stop to be able to give wiggle room enough for your trade to work out.
And the nice thing about this particular layout of where we went in is that we are below, our stops below the daily low in the money zone. We're also right below this nice support area that's been created. So we got moving average coming into play here. If this thing drags out, the moving average of the 200 could very well move on up into that area too.
And that would be a barrier as well for it to have to break through that. So your stop you're long on this one, right?
I'm long.
Yeah. So this one, and your 40 pip stop would it be below your 200 moving average?
It's just above it right now. Here's my 200.
Just above it. Okay.
Just above it. Maybe 10 pips. But if this thing keeps going back and forth, and it won't take long for this one to catch right up and be right where it's at.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, if it moves fast, we don't know. We don't have that protection guide there. But
we don't have any big announcements this morning, so that's a good thing. No. And
Euro's already with the news.
Yeah, and you are going to take some heat on some of these. You can't. To get even a 10 pip move against you is nothing to really be too concerned about. When it starts getting into 30, then you start to feel the heat a little bit more. But 20 pips, 20 pip heat, oftentimes you'll see a 20 pip pull back, and only for it to go back and get you properly in your direction.
Right. NZD and US yen. Let's go US yen first. I can already tell that's a buy. I can already tell it's not going to be a great thing. We'll go quickly and look at it. We would not buy because we got resistance in here. We'd wait for something else, but I'm going to go ahead while I'm sitting here. Help my friend Al out, giving us a picture. And then we're going to go ahead and go that NZD CAD and Aussie US. Aussie US.
Aussie US. Aussie's weak to the CAD.
I'm looking at it right here. And you can see we're already in a support area, so we really can't do anything with it. If you truly stick with the bag theory, we can't do anything. Even though we got a signal, we can't do anything. That's what I like about it. If you're using the simple strategy, it's quick look and go. NZD CAD. This one, let's see what we got here. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, the CAD is actually showing some weakness. The NCD is starting to show a little bit of strength to the CAD, but nothing to hang your hat on.
Well, we are definitely wanting to be short, but we're sitting right. I would like it higher up.
Yeah.
Let's blow this thing up just a tad.
We've been seeing a lot of really tight ranging here lately, where you get these alerts, but you just don't have the room to be able to take the trade with any degree of confidence. And
10 pips.
The big key is to make sure you just keep that patience. Don't basically the alert says go take a look at this, or maybe a possibility, but if it's not there, it's not there, and just wait, because there's all you need is one good trade a day. It's all you need.
That's what's funny, because yesterday Al and I, after our session, we talked about what are traders' issues. And we can have all the tools in front of us. We can have alerts in front of us, but in any type of manual trading system, no matter what you do, it always comes down to what's in between your ears, and that's your mind.
BTE indicator.
Yeah, what we used to call it? Between the ears. That's right. BTE.
The BTE indicator.
A funny true story. We used to do these sessions, and we say, hey, make sure you get your BTE indicator ready to go, and people were wondering where they could buy it. That was great. We should have sold it, Al.
Yeah.
You're in the capitalist society that we're in. We should have sold that BTE indicator to anybody willing to buy it.
Well, I think there's places you can buy some.
Yeah, I've got one I got a place you can buy it from.
Oh yeah.
PayPal.
It's called psychiatrist.
PayPal bk2trading@gmail.com. I'll make sure. Any amount.
FedEx,
eh? You got a little M here, and then I'll move down. That was nice. You got a crossing that we were talking about. That's nice. Arrow and a crossing at the same time.
Yeah, that 200 moving average is now. If we get now this chart we're looking at right now, we have the arrow moving average, the blue one, above the purple one. We have the price came down and touched or broke through the purple one. Now, when that price comes back up and closes above that, the blue, if you can get that to come across and you have 25 pips to the upside, you have a trade there, even without the arrow. This is part of what they call that. This is part of that market makers move that he was talking about. Strategy number 9, part 2.
That's 16 pips at the break.
Now it also says if it's he's looking for 25 pips to a target, but if you don't get the 25 pips, and he said he'll take half of it. So if you don't have 25 pips, he was probably still. He said he wouldn't recommend to take it, but he said you could still take it and just only go for 13 or 12 pips.
The BTE.
The strategy would be if you don't have 25 pips, don't take it. But I don't think it's beyond anybody's realm of possibility that you may want to try. You would maybe take it, but just again, you wouldn't go for the full 25. You go for half of it. But make sure you have at least half of that 25 there. If you have 18 or 19 pips, they'll take a swing at it if you feel inclined to do so.
I'm going to play this if it'll let me do it here.
Especially if this thing comes down, hits that green zone and bounces and gives you an up arrow, that would be a bag entry, assuming that we're in the right direction.
That's funny how all these lines kind of line up. This is key area right here.
What you can do, Brian, you can save this template, and that way you don't have to keep on finding that moving average all the time.
Yeah, I could do that, but why make things easy?
Well, you can show everybody how smart you are, how you can do that to save yourself time and energy.
And
Hey,
tell me how to do
guys.
that now.
We got
Right
our
click,
special
right
guest
click on it,
today.
right click on it,
We got
at the template, and go to save.
Come on.
Then a little box will come up and probably ask you to say okay.
It'll give me an error first because we're on VPS, won't it?
Shouldn't. Yeah, I'll give you that box.
There it is.
Click OK.
And then
And
I'm
then
going
it's
to
going to come up.
arrow
And you
set up.
And you can call it arrow with 200 moving average or whatever you want to call it.
There we go.
Hey, you guys.
Yes, that would be us.
I have Kevin in the room. When you have a moment before the day is over, before our session's over, can we have a look at gold?
We can. It's going to cost you. That would be a PayPal, bk2trading@gmail.com.
Do you hear that, Kevin?
Yeah. Tips, please tip your waiters and waitresses. Yeah, we'll look at it for sure.
And your flight attendants and your flight attendant.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't say stewardess.
No.
Because that is not politically correct any longer. All right. Yeah, let's go. Let's see what we got with gold here. I think I have to bring that chart up though. So, because I think I removed it yesterday when I was playing around with something else. Yeah, I did.
You'll see there's a great big huge drop that Kevin just caught.
Oh, so he's trying to brag is what he's doing. Then
No, he wants to know when to get out.
I was going to say, 'cause if he's doing that, I'm not looking at it.
Don't be a poor sport.
Yeah. New chart. That would be considered metal. Here we go. It's going to pop it up. And let me get my arrow on it real quick. I don't know about you, but I don't like the grids on them.
I don't like them either.
See?
What color is that, Al? Black or charcoal?
Oh my God, it's big
I'm
on
sorry, I
Al Day.
couldn't help myself.
We have had some discussions about what colors are.
For like the first couple of years when I worked with you and you'd call green candles blue. And I'm like, where is he looking at blue?
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
is the blue?
There is.
Sometimes.
I remember back in August, somebody was calling out a pair, and he was on another chart as he's talking about the pair that he's buying. That was fun.
Yeah.
I've done that before, though.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
We've all done silly things.
I'm just really good at pointing them out.
He who is colorblind.
What? No, I'm color deficient. That's the official term.
Color deficient. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Really?
But they can also call it special.
What was
Some
that,
of us
Matt?
are special.
Oh, some of us are special.
Here we go. Ooh,
Look at that.
look at you. Look at you. Bounce.
that gold.
Bounce, arrow, go.
Kevin's the man.
Now, the question, I wonder if there's any zones in there in between is what I kind of wonder if it did break through the zones.
There had to be a zone right here. There had to be, just because of the you all the way back. It may not have been all the way, but still you can see where it hesitated at the same place. And then
Can
it
we
just
maybe zone out and go to a lower time frame, a peekaboo, see if there's something below? Because
Yeah, we
he's
can.
live with this as we speak. So
we can do it. Let's go down to 5 and see what we got. So far, nothing.
so far so good.
Maybe it'd be on a higher time frame, to be honest. There's one right
Oh,
there.
there it is. We're right at it.
Yeah. I would expect to bounce off the $1,800 on the gold.
That's what we called out yesterday. Looking at a 1 hour chart, we call that 1800. That means it blasts. That's this area right here where the arrow came first. Love to look on a big time frame because if it'll let me do it, there's your better picture. So depending on what kind of trader you are, you got your bounce, you even got your arrow in the 4 hour, and you can take off. This would have been a swing trade for me all the way down to here. So we definitely got an area at 1788 area and then 1770-ish. Nice job.
Yeah. So it looks like he may have a bit more room to go.
Yeah, I would say the pressure is definitely on his side. The momentum is on his side.
Hey, Kev, I'll give you my PayPal credentials.
Hey, he's my affiliate now.
Listen, he's my friend. But
I gave him the link. Look at W. Look at W on what, Lexi? Did I miss something?
No, she's saying, look at that W.
On which one?
On the gold.
Was it gold? Let's look back. I didn't even notice it. So let's go back and check it out. Oh, yeah. Lots of them. Nice M here, too. M here. You can see wedges and patterns all over the place. That was a while back, I guess. Yeah, politically correct. We're no longer political. Yeah. Not in this room, we're not.
No.
We're equal opportunity offenders.
That's right.
We play no prejudice. If you're in the room, you are subject to it.
There's no mercy.
No mercy. I like when we were talking about driving school, school of defensive driving. They always call it defensive driving. I thought that was always crazy. I said, because I always took the school of offensive driving.
Offensive driving.
I'm going to get where I want to go. What? Yeah, Justin says, what happens in this room stays in this room. Oh, on the 5, let's look at it again.
When we had driver's ed, they gave you simulated cars. So then you
We didn't do that. I wish we would have had that because that would have been a whole lot more safe on my car.
Well,
I see this one right there. Let's blow this up again. You got a W right here for sure. Another W here. And then just kind of fell off. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
And then you see you have that A and an A, and then you're going to be looking at another W.
You mean down here?
Yeah, and right where that first arrow is, there's an A form. There's an A right there. That's the first A. Right there. And then here's the second A. And then so you have your M, A, and then now you're gonna be looking for another W. You're looking for a bounce, come back up, come back, retest the bounce, and then look for a couple of V's going up the other direction.
I would definitely be a seller right around the 1816, 1815 area. Could I? 1975 Ford Pinto.
oh my God. The most dangerous car in
I'm not saying
existence.
anything. I'm not saying anything. That in itself is, yeah, I'm just not have to pick on him now because he pretty much stuck it out there.
That's the one with those exploding gas tanks.
Yes, it was a blast. It very well could have been if you got rear-ended.
The only thing worse than the 1975 Ford Pinto would have been a Gremlin.
Hey, my husband had a Gremlin before.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point.
It had
Again,
the Levi's interior and everything.
people who have those kind of cars, you just can't make fun of. They've already kind of hit rock bottom.
Hey, it was a nice car in its day.
Ooh.
What about the Pacer?
Oh, that's ugly too. Yeah.
That's really ugly.
No, what about the K car? That's great.
Oh, the K car, the Reliant automobile.
Uh-huh.
We owned a Chrysler Neon. My wife, it was one of the cheap throwaway cars, and it looked like a giant roach. It was ridiculous, but it lasted a couple thousand miles, and we got rid of it. This one's golly, I don't like this one at all.
Let's see, we have a bounce, but it's right. Well, right now we have a downtrend.
Yeah, we're a major downtrend.
Major downtrend. We're having a bounce off a red zone. So basically, we get a bounce if we get a down arrow, and you can do that. That would be right now. That's just a retest of that zone.
I would definitely like this on the short side.
Yeah, if it was coming and bounce off the moving average, it's right at the moving average, at 200 moving average.
A Monza. Oh my God.
What is a Monza? I've never heard of Monza.
Oh, I remember them.
Me neither.
Strangely enough, that tells my age. The MA is the sauce. Good night. You're going to bed, huh, Charles?
GM.
See,
Yeah, I know.
Everyone's getting it. There you go.
There you go. Let's look at the kiwi, pound kiwi. Good night, Charles. I haven't had coffee yet, so that's scary.
You haven't? Holy
No.
jeez.
No.
I think you had 5 or something.
Yeah, really.
No, I'm. Ooh, okay. Let's measure this out. Let's get it smaller though.
Bounce arrow. Could we have a go on this one? Possibly?
Yeah, do we have? Oh, yeah, it's a nice trend. The question will be, do we have enough room? And let's just take it from where it's at right now. I'll take it. I'll take it on a demo. It's enough, and we'll see how it plays out. I like this crossing going to happen. If it'll just go speed up for me here.
Yeah. Charles would have if you got there sooner.
And now it's coming back.
Yeah, measure the distance from the arrow, with the entry of the arrow.
Well, right here was 17.
Yeah, right
Here.
That's 17. Okay.
My screen froze for the temporary. So the answer to the question is my screen has just now froze. We'll see what happens.
Oh, it did, huh?
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Let's see where mine's at.
I would have gotten it. If you'd have gotten to it sooner, we all could have made money. Yeah, somebody else want to share their screen since mine's locked up?
Oh, is yours locked up?
Yeah, mine's locked up.
Mine if you want, or Matt, do you want to share yours? Whatever, doesn't matter.
Let me stop sharing for now. And then
So I was trying to find mine. If I could probably start working again before I find mine again.
Let me see if I
All
can
right,
get my
let me
stuff
share
up.
mine
yeah, go ahead.
until you get yours up and going.
Matt, you want to help Angela in the Q&A?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Made
Yeah,
a little
let's
money,
see.
made a little money on variable, made a little money on gearbox. It's been a good morning so far.
Oh, this
So what
morning you
was
did.
that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Good. I still didn't have a gearbox trade by the end of the day, so
You didn't?
no.
I'm in 5.
I'm using Sniper though.
Ah, that's why. Yeah.
Which chart would you like to see?
We were looking at the good night one, pound kiwi.
That's the one you took the trade on, pound kiwi.
I was trying to, and then
Trying
Charles
to?
interrupted me.
Well, don't you have a backup system for when that
You know,
happens?
mine seems to be
White?
frozen.
I
Mine's
can do
frozen.
it on my phone if I wanted to, but
Mine's frozen too.
Hang on, I just need to resize.
There are a couple of people saying theirs is frozen.
All right, we
Sure.
good. Everyone can see that.
yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm late. Now I'm late to it, so it's too late. It's already made that.
Yeah, mine was being funky.
But if we would have gotten in. would
Yeah,
have
see,
been
mine's
opening
totally
it,
dead,
right?
guys.
Mine's coming alive, but it's way too late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way too late for me.
I don't know if it's
Oh,
That would
it's
have been a
mine's-
nice move, Charles.
mine's moving again, but yeah.
Yeah, it's too late now.
So, Al, are you sharing your screen at the same time?
I'm not sharing my screen. I'm just trying to find my screen.
Okay, I see this.
Don't keep opening yourself up. Brian. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
mine
you're
is
supposed
finally
to
work. Mine
respect
is
your elders. Respect your elders.
mine is working, but it's too late to take the trade.
So Anton, his did is, yeah.
Yeah, it's too late.
So he got profit. He got in just before it froze up. Congratulations on that. That's nice.
Yeah, that because that move from the opening of this candle to here was exactly 20 pips.
Yeah.
Matt,
Oh, one
I
with-
see you're typing an answer to Angela. Can you share your answer?
Oh, I was just gonna say it was it was everyone. Well, the
Okay.
vast majority of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you recommending people reboot?
You know what? Mine is
I don't know if I'd reboot right now.
mine's frozen solid, and I can't do nothing. So yeah.
Well, mine's
Wow.
not frozen solid. I'm still seeing my gearbox working. I'm still seeing my variable working.
On your other account, your same account.
Same VPS, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just not seeing my arrow working.
No, arrow kind of lock solid.
Froze up, yeah. So
Let me
my question,
see.
would that mean that it's a arrow potential issue, or is this an overall VPS potential issue?
Ooh,
I'm looking at my VPS and overall VPS, and other things seem to be working.
Yeah, other things seem to be working as mine as well. That's something we may
I'm
want.
okay. I seem to be okay right now.
Yeah, mine's working.
Just curious. I mean, because that's I have 3 different things running, and the one that we're looking at's not. I'm just curious if that may be a help to support.
Hmm.
Elon,
Maybe.
his is fine.
Oh, mine doesn't even want to start anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of people frozen. Some are saying that they're okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess you and I are the lucky ones today, Matt.
Matt's
Why?
frozen.
Mine's dead.
Oh, I thought you said yours was working.
No.
Oh, sorry, misunderstood you.
Mine's working.
Oh, yours is working and mine's working.
And arrow just came
Brendan's
back for
working.
me. I
No,
think.
mine's frozen.
This is frozen. Okay, then yeah, Brendan's okay. Charles is fine. Pedro's fine. Karina's
People's
fine.
are fine.
Oh, it's kind of like a mixed bag here.
Yeah, so I wonder if it has to do with location or anything like that.
It could.
People have different VPSs at different locations, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think everybody's in the same location.
Nope.
I'm not sure what the criteria is for who's in what location, but there does seem to be a little difference there.
Okay,
He's
so
in the Netherlands.
I'm back up and running with arrow again, so that's good.
Janar's okay. If I remember correctly, Janar, you're in Estonia.
Netherlands.
Yes.
Netherlands.
So-
I had our neighbor was from the Netherlands. Great guy. He passed away, but he was a great guy. He would hang his Dutch flag and the United States flag during the Olympics. It was hilarious. And then when the ice skating competitions, he didn't know who to root for. Root for the ones in orange.
So do we want to see anything?
Well, just hopped on. Did you guys catch the 50K Bitcoin? I waited for that all night and I missed it. I didn't look at Bitcoin. I usually don't. I do crypto for long term. I don't normally trade it, so I'm glad it. I may take some position off of because we were all talking that at some point. When it hits that 50, it may drop. And Steve Vetterall also talked about Bitcoin and crypto's kind of dropping off at some point. So now that we've hit that magical number, the question will be is
How low can she go?
how low?
Yeah, it made a good run, that's for sure.
So
it was 10,000. What, back at the beginning of middle of January, it was at 10,000. Now it's at 50,000.
we please look at Ava,
Yeah.
the pound US. Garvin would like at the 15-minute.
Pound US.
Garvin, do you want to buy or sell on that before she gets there? Whoa, she got there.
I got there. Wow, look at that. It's just blasting right through that zone.
Pound
Looking at a buy.
But there wasn't an alert on this though, right?
No, I didn't see an alert on that one.
No. Okay, so it's definitely counter trend, but I think we're in the counter trend time now, are we not, Al?
We are in the counter trend time till 10 o'clock East Coast time for another hour and 10 minutes or so.
So from the bottom of this zone that's in the way, well, there's a huge potential. There's 33 pips between these two. Personally, I would probably wait until I got through that. What do you think, Al? Go ahead.
Hang on. I had mine on an hour chart. So now I'm on. Okay, now I see the 15-minute chart. There was an arrow about 30 minutes ago. It's right up into the red zone. It's there's a red zone right above it. So it's not a trade, but if it goes to the let's see, it would have to go through the 174 area probably. Let's see what we got here.
Question for you. On the counter trend trade, does it have to be like a proper bag entry? Does it have to bounce off of the zone?
On the which type of trade?
On a counter trend.
A counter trend, it should still give you the bag. It should give you the basically the counter trend trade would be the same thing as a regular trend. It's just the time period difference. So the fact it's in your contra trend time zone of 8 to 10 o'clock East Coast time, you'd still be looking for, in other words, like if you had a bag entry contra trend, you could take it between that 8 and 10 o'clock. So you still wouldn't have the bag entry. You still wouldn't have the room to the target. It'd just be contra trend. So this what I'm looking at on this US yen, it's a with a trend up arrow, but it's sitting right at red zone. So I'd have to break through those red zones before you could take it to the upside. That's basically where I see that one. And let's see what the RCS tool says on this one. US yen, see where the strength is on this one. Dollar strength, US yen, so you'd be traded to the upside. The yen is you'd be trading to the strength of the dollar, but it's not. It would not be conclusive to the difference as far as the RCS tool goes, the strength meter.
It's the pound US, Al.
It's a pound US or
yes,
pound US?
Pound.
Pound US. Oh, okay. Maybe I was looking at the wrong one. Pound US. I thought we were looking at Euro US yen. Pound US. Let's see. Pound US. Same story though. The pound US, the pound and the dollar are both fighting for top dog for the strength. So they're both strong, basically. No, the dollar is number 7 of the list, and the pound is right below it, number 6 on all 4 time frames.
Gilad would like the Euro CAD for strategy 9 if the candle closes below the MA. Oh,
we just got an alert. Do we want to look at that first? Current? Euro US?
Good. Jesse, whose chart I'm looking at here?
And that's not a proper bag entry either.
Euro US. Euro USD. Let me see what that looks like.
Look at it move. Holy moly.
Funny how it's like wrapping around the edges of the zone.
Things are starting to slow up here. Ooh, that one's a big drop. Also, make sure your time frames are on you're on the proper time frame for your alerts. We should be looking at roughly 15-minute time frames during these sessions. If you have it on an hour, I'm just making sure we know that you're looking at an hour. But right now, I'm looking at 15-minute Euro US. Strong move down, but it's bouncing right off. It's actually penetrating through this
Yeah, it looks like
green
it's
zone.
right through it.
Mm.
22 pips to the next zone.
Jacob had said the U.S. had really been pushing hard since the Empire State Manufacturing Index news hit 15 minutes ago. So it wasn't on.
It wasn't a red folder. Yeah, it wasn't a red
Right.
folder.
And I get some.
So this is a counter, as you can see.
I'll get my template up here. Oof.
I don't know. I guess it's personal preference. I'd be almost tempted to take it, even though it's not a proper bag entry.
Yeah, I can't comment on it with my. I don't have my extra charts that I'm looking at. That there is a green zone right below. Where's this thing going slow?
On the
Again.
15-minute, it's 22 pips away. Let's check on a lower.
Are you sharing your screen there, Eva?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, on the 5-minute. It's 27 pips away from current price.
Yeah, I didn't see this thing bounce off of any. I haven't seen anything that's bouncing off of.
No, I know, but look at it like it's free sailing. Like at this point, I would think to myself, how strictly do you stick to the bounce rule? Like, I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I don't know the answer. Now, we could be looking at a. There's a couple of different rules things we have to look at. We can look and see where the zone was, the money zone was the day before, and see if it breaks through the bottom of that. I can't really see where it is. Looks like
it's already gone through yesterday's.
It's already gone.
It's the day before.
It broke out the top and
it broke down the bottom.
Broke out the bottom. So that could be a money zone breakout. So which would be another one of those strategies of the money zone breakout to take it. And this looks like it would qualify for that. This looks like it broke out of the. Yeah, it looks like it broke out of this. The down arrow, the move of the down arrow of the Euro US broke the money zone of the day before. If I'm looking at this correctly.
And that zone got eliminated.
And that zone, but that's pretty much right where that back entry would have been. I would say with that, you probably could take a short.
Euro USD just took out 2 support levels just above this one. So watch out below. Yeah, okay.
2 support levels. Yeah, I think we could with the fact it broke out yesterday's money zone and we got the close of the arrow off of that. I think we can probably take that short to the green zone.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to take that one too.
Why not?
I'm in short. 20 pips. 40 pips top.
Okay. So now I'm just modify.
And now we wait.
And there we go. I mean, this is my take profit, but it's easy enough to pull it down if I want it to later, but for now it's good right where it is for me.
I'm not sure. I'm looking at my charts. I'm trying to see where your charts are, Eva.
Oh, you can't see mine?
Well, Not that they're not there. I'm just trying to figure out which ones I'm looking at here. Let me try this one here. I think I'm looking at yours now.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, now, yep, I see. Yeah, I see your cursor. Okay, yeah, I see you.
So, okay, so I've taken this trade. We'll see how it works out. In the meantime, I noticed in the chat that I believe it's Jacob wants to see was it the Euro CAD, Christine?
Yes.
Okay.
Did we lose Brian?
No, I'm here. I'm watching.
No, he's just being strangely silent, which is
Yeah.
He wore himself out.
No, I'm just watching.
Okay. So I'm not sure that there was no arrow on this, right? So what was it you were looking for, Jacob? Okay, so it's downward pressure. Christine, can I get you to
strategy 9, which would be and the candle closes below the moving average.
Okay, strategy 9. Is that the moneymaker strategy?
It's a market makers. The market
sorry,
makers.
my
That's part of the. Yeah, that's part of it. It is a money maker, but it's also
One
a
of the
market
same.
maker.
That's what I meant. I only saw the video once, so I'm really not super familiar. So whoever is, let me know what you want me to do on this chart and I'll do it.
You need
But
the 200 moving average.
Yeah, can you put the 200 moving average on there? Go up to insert, and it should be moving average. Yep, and make it exponential, 200.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
That's a color.
That's it. That's the one right there. Okay, what you do is you have the blue arrow moving average below the purple one.
Mm-hmm.
The price went up above the purple one, came back down and closed below the blue one. That's a downtrend. You don't need an arrow. You can just take it short.
And that's it. You just take it. Awesome.
That's it. You can just take it. Yep. You don't need I don't believe you need the arrow for that. And if you have 20 pips, if you have 25 pips is what you're looking for.
29.
If you have less than 29, you're good.
Yeah.
If you have less than 25 pips, you can, it would be recommended if you decide to take it, which is not the recommendation, but if you did take it, then just go for half of the 25, which would be 12 or 13 pips.
Beautiful.
This one you've got room for the full 25. This is the EuroCAD. Is that what we're looking at? EuroCAD.
That's the EuroCAD, yeah.
Yep.
Good call.
And it doesn't have to be with or ideally you want it to be with the trend, but if you have a 200 moving average in a downtrend like that, and it should be, go and zoom out and see what the actual trend numbers are on the. It should be in a down. Yep, it's in a downtrend.
Downtrend.
So it helps confirm the trend that way, and you should be good for 25 pips.
Yeah. Good
So,
call.
Okay.
Thank you.
Explain that to me again, that you're doing the 200, and so now you're going short this?
Yes, the 200 moving out, the blue line, the blue moving average is below the 200.
Okay.
The price pops up above the 200 and then comes back and closes below the blue one. So it popped up and it retraced. The blue one never crossed back over on top of as long as the blue one stays below the purple one, which is the 200, and the price has to come up and tag or break as long as it tags the 200, that's okay. Then it comes back and goes back and closes below the blue one. You can take it short, then you have a 25 pip stop. Measure the stop on this one, Eva, if you would, please.
So you have a 25 pip stop and a 25 pip target?
It was
I'm sorry, Al, I didn't hear what you said. What did you want me to do?
Measure from the where we entered. See where the 25 pip stop is.
Where did we enter?
Right there. Go and then just measure up 25.
Okay, so almost at the bottom of the money zone is your 20.
Well, but now measure for your stop. 25 pips. Where's 25 pips?
The red zone.
Okay, so you've got lots of room to the upside for the. I believe it's 25 pip stop, 25 pip target. I'm gonna have to double check that part. But no, it was used a 25 pip target, a stop on that, I believe.
Okay, so if we got in, yeah, so that would be your stop, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you got in down here, and it's 25 pips to the bottom, so that would be right about here.
Is this normally a longer term play, Al?
No, nothing, not necessarily. This is a Euro. Which pair is it? Euro CAD?
EuroCAD. EuroCAD.
You may want to take this one here. Put in my record book of things that I've taken.
Yes, Shaquille, you can take the EuroCAD based on the market maker strategy of number 9.
Strategy 9, part 2. So.
Kind of messes with your mind though a little bit, doesn't it? You're looking at the green candles and you're thinking, what am I doing? Going short. But that's the point, is it not?
Want to look at the EA on, on the Euro Aussie. Colin had asked for on the 15-minute, there's a bounce off a resistance zone with over 20 pips to the next zone.
We've got 2 minutes till Dante's session.
Oh, yes.
Just so you know, but
Fine,
I'll
so-
do whatever, Al. If you want to look at the Euro Aussie, let me know, and I'll switch.
Is that an alert that just came out?
Did that
We
just?
can look at it real quick, and then we'll wrap this thing up and see if everybody can head on over to Dante's. Let me see if I can find where you are again.
Okay, so what were we looking at in here, Christine?
There was a sell on the 15-minute, which is a bounce off a resistance zone with over 20 pips to the next zone.
But there's no arrow, like it's not an arrow entry, right?
Yeah, this doesn't look like anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, right now we haven't received our.
Yeah, see, look, this has been a no trade. All right, well, I think we can probably wrap this thing up. It's 9 o'clock. Anybody that wants to go, Dante's session is starting at 9 o'clock. I don't know, did not leave to go. Is he going to run that today? I'm going to guess, maybe.
I don't know yet. I'm about to go find out.
Okay, all right.
All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Again, thanks everybody for coming in. Thank you, Brian and Christine,
no worries.
and Eva and Matt for helping me out here. I said it's. I feel like I'm computer challenged today with just working with just a one screen. But thanks everybody for coming in. Hopefully you got something out of this session. We'll keep an eye on those trades if you took those, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow,
Everybody,
guys.
Bye, everybody.
Be safe,
Be
stay
well.
warm.
All right, everybody.
Be well.